Hey guys, I'm currently moving. Not sure when I'll have internet again. I haven't even turned it off here yet, but I figured I'd shoot one of the last videos since I got all 99% of my stuff packed and it's sitting right here. But this one's for Cromda1. He did a what's in the box video in 3 parts, and I figured show some of my stuff. He kind of acted like he wanted to see it. So I don't think it's going to be as impressive as his, but it's all right here. All right. Let's get started. Box 1. Okay. Alright. A lot of this stuff I think I've shown in videos as I picked up, and then there's stuff in here I've had for years. It's all mixed up. H.G. Wells' Invisible Man. I think this is like a 1964 copy. And I absolutely love the texture and the artwork on that cover. Alright. Forbidden Man. I grew up on these with Don Martin specials. The King Kong novelization. I think this is from the 70s. Yeah, 1976. Original story written in 1932. Alright, I've had this since the 90s. I love this. As a Asimov Robot Visions. It's got Bicentennial Man in it. I don't know if anybody saw that movie with Robin Williams, but this has the original story in it. Let me make sure I'm not telling you wrong. Yeah, Bicentennial Man. And Foley is good. This is a sequel to McFoley's other book. The other one's signed. I don't know if I have it or not. I've met him, and after I actually paid to meet him, I ended up running into him all over the place. Alright, Sergio Aragonés, Viva la Mad. What's Next, Charlie Brown. I grew up on Charlie Brown. I didn't call him Peanuts. I called him Charlie Brown. Okay, you asked for it, Charlie Brown. Great Gatsby. Which Way book, which is basically a Supergirl, but it's choose your own adventure, and I'm still a fan of the 80s Supergirl there. So what else do we got? Like I said, I think a lot of this stuff you guys might have already seen, but we'll just keep going here. Here we go. Mads Don Martin comes on strong. To me, this man invented black comedy. He was Monty Python before there was a Monty Python. Planet of the Apes. I always wanted to read that book. I was so happy when this came out around 2001 maybe. Ziggy Faces Life Again. Yes. Captain Klutz 2. Don Martin presents. I hope I still have part 1. The little World of Krypton, where they took the miniseries and broke it down. Maddest Artist Don Martin drops 13 stories. Okay. What do we got here? Oh, I've got 2 copies of this. The Vampire Lestat. It's the only book I've really been able to read all the way through by Anne Rice. I know a lot of people are crazy about them. Don Martin drops 13 stories. I wonder if it's the same one. I have to look in that. Casper. I've had this since the 90s. Great sci-fi stuff. Okay. Malady of Magic. So I think there's 3 books with these. These came out in the early 80s. This is a mid-80s edition. I read them, and then one of my stepdad's friends said they were his, and he ended up keeping them even though they were mine. Okay. Vulcan. Flash Gordon the Ice Monster. Great stuff. Wish I could draw like that. You need to get this book, Starman's Son, Andre Norton, written in the 50s, but it's freaking timeless. This is just one of my favorite books of all time. Philip Jose Farmer, Behind the Walls of Terra. Anything by farmers worth reading. Okay. Isaac Asimov Mystery, Murder at the Abba. Michael Moorcock, The Silver Warriors. I haven't read this yet. And I was impressed to see Cromda1 with some of these. Agatha Christie's Dead Man's Mirror. Murder in Retrospect. Superman fans should get this book, Last Son of Krypton. I'm in my Flash Gordon books. if I can do this without making another mess. Alright, box 2. I'm a huge Far Side nut. And inside of each one of these, the only reason I've really kept them is that we get some painted Erik Larson. Story of Evolution. Funny stuff. Cows of Our Planet. Let's see what the painted one in this is. Yeah, different kind of cows of our planet. And you open it up, there's even more. I have the complete Far Side, but it doesn't have these in it, so is that really complete? Justice League stand. Alright, what we got here? All the Lord of the Rings books. My vampire book. It I don't know what year this came out, but it has a bunch of movies in it. Gives you background information, year they came out, stuff like that. Ooh, a picture of little Timmy from, how old am I on that? 4 years old, so that'd be 1977. That's cute. I got hair. Nice find. Alright, my Twilight Zone companion I got at Disney World right before my divorce. This is every episode, and it gives you you know, kind of behind the scenes stuff, sort of DVD extras. My Narnia books, C.S. Lewis. My Bowler's Manual. John Winchester's Journal from Supernatural. The books of monsters, ghouls, demons, and spirits and stuff from Supernatural. My Buck Rogers pop-up book. And all the pages still work. Climbing the Ladder. Something I may never read again. Douglas Adams and Terry Jones from Monty Python, Starship Titanic. They took a little mention of the Starship Titanic from his Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy books and expanded on it. Got these a few weeks ago. This is the good stuff. You know, these are the older sci-fi books. Ooh. A Christmas Story. Peanuts. Alright, this is my journal from when I was in basic training back in 1994. Even wrote down, it's still got the stamps and stuff, little you know, time bubble sort of here. 10:45 p.m. April 9th, 1994, and I got several pages, and looks like I even wrote down quite a bit of stuff. So, okay, Douglas Adams and some dude wrote the meaning of lift. It's a lot of nonsense words that they made up and gave definitions. Huh, I don't know what that is. Alright, here's a collection of sci-fi stories, Not a Woman Born. Okay. And every Neil Gaiman Sandman fan needs to get this. The Sandman Companion. It kind of, what would you say it does? Anyway, it kind of goes through every story of the Neil Gaiman Sandman series and breaks it down. And then these are my favorite series of books ever, Philip Jose Farmer. I've got all 5 books in hardback. You know, The World of Tears, that's what the series is called. And I actually may do a video if anybody's interested in what that is. That's Kikaha. You just gotta read it. Okay. And I don't know if anybody's a fan here, but I've got my Mouse Guard collection, and I've already put up my original books. I've got the first 3 or 4 books of the series. Then I heard they were going to come out hardback, so I saved some money getting them that way. I just have to put that up later. me. I'm packing them better than the first time I went around. Oh yeah, it's much better. Huh. Who knew? Alright, and here's the bad boy. Alright, I'll put these in as I take them out. This is the only thing really left from my marriage years ago. The Complete Far Side. And it was, I believe, a Christmas gift one year, right before the divorce. Bad boy's heavy. I should have put it in the middle of the box. I collect, I don't care what they are, I go to the library and buy books for $1 and stuff. It's Arbor Day, Charlie Brown. Ooh, all kinds of stuff. Got my Mary Shelley Frankenstein. Got my Choose Your Own Adventure Which Way book with Batman. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, which is an awesome read. But you know, we already know the end of the story, but build up tension really good. My Incredibles and The Elves and the Shoemaker. I actually still like children's books from when I read them, but it's the art in them. I think some of these children's books have absolutely beautiful art in them. Alright, what do we have here? Big space. Alright, my Peanuts Treasury. My Peanuts Classroom Peanuts. Love these hardbacks. Peanuts Classics. Great stuff. Oh, Unseen Peanuts came out of, these are strips that they haven't reprinted because they're pretty bad. Charles Schulz did not do, they weren't all winners. They're over 150 classic, previously lost strips from the 50s and 60s. And I can't remember this redheaded chick's name, but she was just annoying. It's no wonder they don't reprint her stuff. And some of them were downright, you know, a little racy there. I love these books. Big books of them explained. I need the Urban Legends. This is from Paradox Press. And I think Paradox Press is where, is either the History of Violence or Road to Perdition that came out under this label. It's one of those two. Nobody knew it was a comic book, including me, when the movie came out. And I think Paradox Press was owned by DC. What do we got here? Alright, this was a White Wolf game that I used to play. We used to role play back in the 90s. I had a girl that I dated for 3 years, and she actually played with us, which is the only reason we stuck with it. We played vampires and werewolves. And this is the source book for Rage Across the Appalachian. What's amazing is they use facts. I mean, they actually use the history and the geography and all this stuff. So basically, you can read this and learn about the area. I mean, they really did their research. You know, surprised me when I read it. That's the only reason I've sold all the books that we had, and that's the only one I kept. Okay. Oh, Big Book of the Unexplained. Did I already get that out? Maybe I have too. I don't know. Doubt it. Alright. Prehistory of the Far Side. And this goes through Eric Larson's career. He's got stuff in here he did as a kid, and backstories and mistakes that the newspaper had made, and letters, you know, people complaining about some of the strips. Good stuff. And I'll kick myself. This is Bloom County Babylon. I absolutely love Bloom County. Smart, well drawn, funny. Opus kind of took over. Yeah, more Far Side. Okay, and Saturday morning TV collectibles. I used to, when I had more money back in the day, I eBayed and stuff, and had source material. Second half of the box, we're about done. Yeah, action figure guide, price guide. I actually used to have a whole 12 by 16 room full of toys from the ground up and on shelves and stuff, and I ended up selling them over here. Like, I sold a 300 some piece Star Wars collection, and all kinds of toys as they came out. Calvin and Hobbes, love Calvin and Hobbes. And I don't, I read this as a kid in the strip, and it just didn't really do anything for me. It's when you get older and look back on, I don't know, you read this and when you're older about being a kid and imagination and all that stuff, and it's much better when you're older, Oh, yeah, the authoritative Calvin and Hobbes. Ooh, something big. Mad about the movies. It's a bunch of their movie parodies. I think it has all the Star Wars movies, all the Batman movies, Harry Potter, Calorie Inferno. I know it's got Clockwork Orange, which I got at Jaws, Lord of the Rings, the Superman movies, X-Men movies, just, great stuff. I hate moving with all these dust covers on them, man, because I try to take care of my stuff, and I'm sitting here just looking at this, taking it, not in and out now, but what was I? Yeah, mad about superheroes. I bought this, and then I found a freaking hardback, cheaper than what I bought the soft cover for. I didn't even know they had a hardback. So, yeah, the Spider-Man movie book. It's got some really great concept art in here, sketches, and how they came up with things. Moving on here, talks about the comic book and designs that they were going for the costume and everything. So, good stuff. Let's leave a little room. More Calvin and Hobbes. Oops. Scientific progress goes boink. My Weird Tales of the Ramones, complete with comic book and 3D glasses inside, and all the videos. Yeah, Eric Larson, after he retired from the Far Side, he came out with this children's book, and this is wonderful. This really lets you know what nature is. Getting close here. More Calvin and Hobbes. Sandman. I found this for $1, and an assistant editor is what I think she did. She went through and she pulled out some of her highlights from the series. It's not complete stories, but kind of an overview of the whole series, and talking a little bit about the behind the scenes moments. Okay, this is from probably like 12, 13 years ago. This is Spectrum. And what this is this is worldwide awards and all kinds of art. Well, it might help if I turn it around. And it's got everything in it, man. It's got airbrushing. It talks about the mediums they use, and everything. It's got comic book art in here too. I think there's a Wildcats cover. It made it in here from the 90s. I mean, just beautiful stuff. And there's the Robert Crumb book I have. Just beautiful sci-fi art. It's like this page after page of look, every little panel looks like a heavy metal. Barry Windsor Smith made it in here. It's not just comic book art. Every page looks like a heavy metal cover. It's great stuff. I mean, just good stuff. I think we're about done here. What do we got here? Oh yeah, Stalkers. This is a bunch of short stories, and it's got like, just great stories in here. I think this has a story of a little kid is about to drown, and he gets saved, and he starts talking to the person that saves him, and they reveal they were also the one at Eden that had to let the snake in, and it was an angel that had to save Hitler. Croc. Action figures. My Pulp Fiction script book. My Field Guide to Monsters. It tells you how to survive them, where they're at, classifies them, tells you their weaknesses. Every page is of a monster from the movies, and everybody should have that. Hey Ho, Let's Go, the story of the Ramones, and you would be just amazed of who they rubbed shoulders with and told off and got, just great stuff. And How to Be a Grouch. That's it for these 3 boxes. I got more here, but that's 3 real quick ones there. So comment, subscribe, give me a big thumbs up if you saw anything, comment about any of the books you saw. Okay.